Hello, hello, hello! Coming up on today's episode, we start to develop the nice part of our new town. We fine-tune our buses, and we introduce trains. All this and more on episode 13 of Ashbury Dales in Snapdragon Cities. Well, where do you find us? You find us at a very, very busy junction on the way into our new town. So if we take a look at where we are, we're on our way into this currently, but not for long, unnamed new town. We've done a lot of work on making this a nice, attractive place with lots of reasons for people to come here. We haven't given them lots of ways in. In fact, we have given them a few different ways in, but these roads are still yellow. And so we can see these fine folks in this red car here. So who have we got here? We've got Charles Brown, who's on his way to Tesco's. He resides at the Pine Residence and he's a guard at the local police station. Where is the Pine Residence? So that's here, there. And so he's off to Tesco. He's taking the yellow road. And what the yellow road does is go really slowly. So he will take a long time, will old Charles, old Charlie Brown, see what they did, to make his way over to Tesco on this road. But he still chose this way. Imagine how many more people would choose this way if we made it more viable, if we didn't have these strange yellow roads that he was driving on. I do wonder quite what he's making of the experience of driving down this yellow road. I mean, I'm sure he seems happy enough. I don't think we'll be able to get a good look at him in the car. We'll let him go. But what we want to do is turn these yellow roads into actual roads. Not all of them, because we don't want to pay the upkeep on roads that we aren't going to be doing anything with for a little while. But I think we should probably just put the main ones in and let traffic go through them. Right, so step one, let's get that done. Yeah, so that's much better. It'll take a little while for people to start picking up this road, but Charlie, by the time he gets back from Tesco, we'll see that things are altogether less yellow. Let's hope he agrees that is to his benefit. We need to put a few hints for our citizens about how they should be proceeding at these junctions. We do want the priority to be on the main road, so we'll tell them that. Poor things just wouldn't know what to do if it weren't for us telling them, as you can see by the traffic at a lot of the junctions. Will we go through and do all of this? We'll probably do it for most of it. At some of them, I think we are quite happy for them to some extent fend for themselves, but the odd hint here or there will do quite well for them. Right, let's do same here and here. Though I think this junction can't be long for this world, right? Like, we've got all the space that we would need to pop a little roundabout in here, and it just looks perfect for it, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Well, if it looks perfect for it, and we are as good at the game as we want to pretend that we are, then we'd have done it already, wouldn't we? So let's have a look. Do we want a 60-mile-an-hour roundabout, or do we want a 50-mile-an-hour roundabout? Let's go with a 50-mile-an-hour roundabout for now. Click back in there, and how big do we want this to be? No harm in it being that big, I don't think. There we go, done. We'll give it the necessary prioritizations. Yeah, that's going to help. I wonder what we want to do in terms of just decorating this this roundabout, because this is the way in to our town here. Maybe before we do that, and we will spend a moment or two, I think, just making this look good. I mean, you see some roundabouts where there's been quite a lot of effort put to them in the UK. You see some where they'll be like this, and maybe a sign advertising the local curry house, or this roundabout is sponsored by Gloria's Flowers or something. But maybe we can do slightly better than that. What we want to do first, though, we've been thinking about this for a lot over the last few episodes. We need a name for this entire area, don't we? At the moment, it's a series of smaller districts, which is not inappropriate, but we just did that to help ourselves remember what we were going to do in each of these areas. I think we're past that now. So what we'll do is we'll just give this one big area. There we go. So I would like to welcome you all to the town of High Density No. We're going to give this a proper name, and the name that we've come up with for it is Lochbra. I can hear you saying, Simon, but there's no lock, and this isn't really a borough. Don't care. Like the name, it's going to be called Lochbra. And so now we can stop referring to it as our new town, and we can know it forevermore as the town of Lochbra. So welcome along. Now that Lochbra exists in all of its glory, we can maybe just spend a few moments putting some detailing touches onto this roundabout. Let's see what we can do. Probably not much, but let's take a moment to think about if there's anything we can do. One thing that I do like to do if I'm decorating roundabout is give myself a platform for it. So normally we try and not overcomplicate it too much, but we will just take the centre of the roundabout and just whoop, up a little bit. That was too much, so we will pick a height about halfway up and just level it there. That does a few things. It will make our decorations a bit more prominent, and it also makes the roundabout a bit more visible. So you can imagine now if you were coming into this roundabout and you were in your fantastic, what car is that? That looks an amazing sports car kind of thing. Sports car is what it's called. James, enjoy your journey home. Thank you for a hard day's work at the cattle shed. I hope your family are well. Does he have a family? Let's have a look. So Sunset Residence is which one? This one. And so across the 4 households in here, 3 adults, 5 seniors. So I suspect James is one of those, and between them, some 11 children. So maybe some of those are James's, maybe not. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We'll never think of him again. We don't need to worry about him. He is essentially meaningless to us, right? So yeah, we'll have a look for some decorations, and yeah, just make this look a little bit nicer. Oh dear. I thought I'd try and see if I could get a nice little puddle of water at the bottom of this castle. But what I've done instead is cause a flood. Now I think I've taken the water source away. So I think what we're seeing here is just the remnants of my previous folly. Though it does appear to still be flooding. Right, let's run it nice and fast and just check that it goes away. It does seem to be lessening. Yeah, okay. Looks like we didn't kill anything. Fine. Yeah, a few more bits on here. Well, there we go. A lovely monument to the past here, just outside Lochbra. So an old bit of castle ruins that we've sunk into the ground and flooded, nearly flooding our new town. Some trees, some grass, some colourful, lovely little reedy plants. I don't quite know how to describe them. The name was in there. Didn't look at it properly. Have I managed to put some trees on top of the thing? Look at that! Look, even managed to get a tree and some of those lovely plants growing on the top of the. Oh, now I'm gonna. Yep, no, gonna get all of this wrong. Tempted to leave it, not gonna leave it. Got him. Right, awesome. Yeah, I think I can be happy enough with that. Looks like a lovely little, yeah, relic to the past on the way in. Almost perfectly centered in the middle of our roundabout there. There we go. How strange. Right. So something else that came up actually. Someone made a fantastic suggestion in the comments to my previous video. I tried using spawn points for these buildings as a way to try and get people to park in the garages. Suggestion was made to pop some car park spaces in the garages. So I love that idea. Let's see if it works. So can I just? What happens if I just place them down? Do they work? Oh, I don't know how to know if they work. Well, we'll put some down and then we'll keep an eye out for people coming in and parking in the garages. I've got no way to know which way around these are. Have I been doing the right way around or the wrong way around? They were the wrong way around. Well, there we go. We wonder if that matters as well, don't we? So we could put some here, and there, and let's see what happens. Folks leveled up in there because we placed the car parks down, of course. Wonderful. Yeah, okay, well, we'll see if that works. We'll see if that works. I think for now, though, having, of course, forever fixed the traffic on the way into the city with this glorious roundabout and the absence now of yellow road. Look, they really, really needed to be able to come out this way, didn't they? Look, that has eased the pressure on this road here. And actually, yeah, I mean, as much as the roundabout probably is doing some good work for us there are just fewer people needing to use it. Probably do need, again, to just give people a few clues about how to address this junction. So let's do that. So the way that I see this is that you have to give way everywhere. You have to give way there. And I think that's how that junction should work. This road is the main road, so all of the priorities should allow these guys to just drive straight through. Turning left onto here, you get priority on the way through. Turning right, you can get to there, but you have to wait to get onto the other one. Yeah, that seems correct. Seems correct. They're still stopping. They're stopping because they're turning right and they're waiting for the traffic to go past. That's correct. And, just driving through. The Stephen Adams's camper van is, it's fine. You can just phase through it. No problem at all. Right. Let's start addressing some of the larger parts of the build. So, when we sketched out this town with our lovely yellow roads, we called this bit the nice bit, and we set ourselves a challenge then of making those words true. So what I've got in mind for this section is that each of these sort of subsections would be its own sort of gated community, maybe not literally gated, but some high walls around the outside, a small number of houses in there, all with lots of space, plenty of garden space and some trees. We'll try and make it look a little bit fancy as well. So we're going to spend some time taking a look at that. I think what we'll do is we'll work our way through from closest to town to furthest to town, and then do the large one last. Hopefully we'll have learned some things by then that will enable us to do that better. Nothing's stopping us continuing to run the game while we do it. So let's look at this first bit first, shall we? So we'll start with the roads. Not quite sure what we'll do with the gaps in between. Maybe some more public services. By the time we've got more people in here, I think this will seem like it needs some more public services. So we'll do that when we get to it. I think what we'll also do as well. Do we have any 1U roads here? I wonder, because what I want to do is have a small road that comes in, and then have all of our houses off that road. I wonder, it would seem slightly less realistic, but maybe more helpful to have that as a couple of straight roads there. And then if we turned off the zoning on all of these other roads, what does that give us in terms of developable space inside this community? So I think a number of detached houses would fit very nicely along here. A fence or wall around the outside. Yeah, I think that's going to be absolutely fine. And I think having the straighter road, I'm comfortable with it. It's more likely that it would be curved in real life. So, you know, all of my being comfortable with it notwithstanding, there is an opportunity for us to make it better. Even the game is telling us, like, yes, we want to have more large detached plots along here, and so it shall. There we go. So let's have a look and see what detached properties we have available to us. Now, we've got so many fantastic houses from the Steam Workshop with a UK flavour. We want to make sure that we pick a good one. Let's have a quick look through and see if we can find anything fantastic. We'll take out the vanilla ones and let's have a look through. Right, so we found some there. Let's get in and take a look. So yeah, so first thoughts are they're too close to the road. So it could be because the road's too narrow. I think it's more just that we want to nudge them back a little bit. And then towards the back, we've got a bit less room. We've got, yeah, these slightly smaller ones. I think it's still good enough. Let's check that we're far enough away from the road everywhere as well. Yeah, see, so this one, we're not going to be able to get this in. Be able to move it away from the road. So let's make sure we don't have to. So we'll come back into move it, and what we'll do is we'll just get these away from the road. We'll try and make sure that we don't damage anything in doing that. I mean in terms of road access. I didn't mean in terms of like crockery in the cupboards. I suspect actually this would be very detrimental to the cookware in the properties, but you know, it's a rich enough neighbourhood. I'm sure they can afford a bit more. Yeah, this one's too small as well, too big as well. We haven't got quite enough space in there. Maybe, well, let's try and move this one actually, because there might be enough space there. Yeah, that seems fine. This one could be a little bit further back from the road as well. This one would have a huge amount of room to do that, but we have enough, so that's fine. There. Maybe we can put something in here actually. I suspect it's too small even for the dog park, but we'll confirm. Clearly is too small for it, but we'll try a couple of locations for it as well, because it does seem like it would be an excellent fit. So I wonder if, wonderful. Right, so we do need to at least suggest that these are actually connected to the street here. Oh, we're going to get this horrible problem again. There must be a solution for that. There's the ploppable concrete that I guess I should be trying to use. I wonder if there's any more crafty solution for us here, because we can't leave it like this. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. I think it's going to be it. The concrete tiles, making sure everything is the correct height. I think it's going to look just fine. I think it might even look good. Right. So I'll spend a little bit of time just getting these concrete tiles where they need to be, just around these houses that don't quite run up to the front. I think these ones where we've got concrete going into I need to level the ground as well, clearly. But the ones where there's concrete already connecting to the road, I don't need to do anything else. But for the ones where it doesn't, I do need to do something else. So I shall. Right, let's do that. Set the height. Come in nice and strong. That then should mean when we come and look in, the garage is on the floor. Great. And that didn't do any damage anywhere else. I hope everything all looks great. Right, yep, give me a minute to sort out these tiles, and I'll be right back with you. Right, yeah, that's probably good enough. Let's get a fence around the outside of the little community here. See what we'll do. Before we do actually placing the fence, we'll be extra super clever, and we'll just pop a couple of nodes in just outside of the way in. Then when we use our parallel roads tool to place our fence, it'll have a couple of nodes to latch onto. We won't have to adjust our fence. There we go, see? Wonderful. Right, and then we will remember to just remove nodes. Gone and gone. And there we go. A lovely little gate around our community. Is this coloured the gate in white? Fine. Do you know what? Fine. You win. Right, so that's lovely. We could probably still just adjust these. But that's fine. Like I said, we don't. I'm not going to put an actual gate on the community, though that wouldn't be too uncommon. But we will have some trees for privacy. There we go. We'll put one there. That'll give them something to argue over. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. Right. Now I have remembered to put the pipes in. The game was running when I started doing this, and there were no pipes in, but there will be soon. So now we can run the game. I'm hoping power will jump from there to there, but we'll soon see when we take a look here. Yes, it is from there. Look, wonderful. Right, so that'll work out. That'll work out quite nicely. Do we like it? Do we like the look of it? Yeah, I think this justifies the billing of nice bit, doesn't it? So far, so good. I wonder if we want to do anything different in the next bit. Yeah, I reckon that's lovely. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, I reckon that's about right. That's about right. Those houses are maybe just like half a house too close together. I'd have loved to have been able to get a path between some of them, but I don't think that path would have been necessarily necessary. So we don't need it. Right, we've got a couple more to do. There we go. You can almost hear them saying it, can't you? That see how that nice bit of Loughborough is really coming on. Loughborough, Lochbra. That nice bit of Lochborough is really coming on well, isn't it? Yeah, really green. Got parks everywhere. Yeah, my kids loved it, and yeah, we're thinking about taking a look round one of the new builds. See if we can pick up a bargain. There are no bargains around here, not at the moment. Right, so this last bit is a different shape. So I wonder if we do a different thing. I wonder actually whether this would be home to a couple of pubs and restaurants, and maybe a slightly larger park. Let's see what we've got space for. We don't have space for that. We do have space for this. There we go. Wondering whether that's too much on the old tree front there. No, I don't think so. I think it's fine. I mean, it's clearly a lot of trees, but that kind of is the point. But I wonder if we can find a place to put some services in here. Maybe we can continue a version of this road along here and have a tiny little area here that is full of the services. Here we go, let's take a look. Remember, we are still continuing to try and justify the previous moniker of Nice Bit. So that means plenty of trees, I think. That means just being nice and deliberate with where we put things, plenty of space between things, and able to walk everywhere we need to walk. Not enough workers. Are these houses? These houses have got people in there. I think they'll work it out. I think there are enough people here for some of them to work over here. We will get a bus to come around here soon enough, I think. Right, so now we've got this last area that we committed to filling in previously. I think that will do. That'll be lovely. Right. So what have we done? Have we discharged our responsibility to make this a nice bit? Do you know what I think we have? I think we've got a couple of bits here that we could probably still do something with. I quite like the idea of separation, but maybe it's a bit much. Maybe it's just more parks. Let's have a look. No, I think that might do for now. I want some larger trees actually. Yeah. So let's take a look. What does it look like when we're on our way through and out of Lochbra? So we would go past. Oh, these buildings been abandoned. On what basis did you abandon, sir? The land value was too low. Wow, I thought these were level 1. Oh, they keep leveling up. Okay. No, but they would only level up if the land value was sufficient. Oh well, problem solved. And we have this happening over here as well. That's the convenience store. Right, okay, yes, we do. We can fix this. Wonderful. Yeah, we'll see how we get on with that. Yeah, this area looks great, doesn't it? We've got a few parks and that around the edge, which I'm certain help with the land value here too. McDonald's can't stay in business around here. Wow. Oh yeah, they can. There we go. Right. Yeah, this looks great. This is exactly what we wanted to get done with this area. Yeah, even where our post office is looks fantastic, and they're getting a delivery from Ocado as well, which turned into just a post van. There we go. Love it. Wonderful. Right, let's move on. Right, so we're on the horns of a dilemma, dear viewers. So we want to start incorporating some trains into our city. We have this fantastic train line here, and as we've mentioned before, the train line turns into a dirt road. I am certain to represent how there used to be a train running through here, but now there isn't. And in fact, should we follow it along, we would find even an old bridge. Before then, it reconnects to the train line over here. Now, if we were to ignore that and just say, right, no, we're going to connect to the train here, we'd have to do some funky thing to connect to the train in this way, or just have the trains coming as left as we look out of the map. If we did that, we could create some trains here, so a train station here perhaps, to allow the folks in Turnwater and Whitehall a train route over to Lochbra or out of the city. But folks here wanting to go anywhere to the right would be unable to do so. Yeah, so I think what I'll do is I'll put the train station where I want it, which I think will just be around about here. I'll connect it into this here, and then we'll fix it. We'll do more later. Yeah, so what we're going to try and do is we're going to try to connect it in somewhere else, because I think the problem is we just can't have a 20-degree incline on the road from here to there. There we go. So then the only job remaining is to attach the train line to the train station. Okay, right, so let's get the game running. Let's see if we can get that to work. Is it going to want water and power? Yes, it is. Right. Ashbury Dales has trains. Look at this. Wonderful. So we should see a train arrive at some point soon enough. We're allowing intercity trains, so we shall see. Right, we can spend just a couple of moments doing a bit more decorating around here. There are a few things that I think we can that we can reasonably add in here. There we go, that looks wonderful. Right, we've got some space for maybe a bush or two in here, or maybe even... There we go, a lovely little orange tree, and some bushes along the front there, like that. Wonderful. And one there. Brilliant. So so we didn't think too hard about this. We put a car park in and a load of trees. Look at that. Look at that, it's great, isn't it? So we've ended up actually too low with this, have we? Right, okay, we're just gonna... I really didn't want to change the height of the train line, but if it's gonna make me look silly if I don't, then I'm gonna have to do it. Wonderful. I wonder if anyone will ever use it. It does end up actually feeling quite far away from town, doesn't it? But nevertheless, we have trains in Ashbury Dales, or at least a train station. I haven't seen a train yet, but I'm certain that we are not very far at all away from some more trains. I think we're struggling commercially. Everything in our city is just because we just don't have enough people. Right, if we had more people, then we'd have more people working, we'd have more people shopping. Betfred's problem was the taxes were too high. Really? What have we got our taxes set to? Oh, they're wrong. Okay. Yeah, no, taxes weren't too high, Betfred. So what we'll do is we'll enter into negotiations with Betfred about the taxes. We'll leave them exactly as they were, and they'll be happy. They'll be happy, I think. Yeah. Some more. Things are not going perfectly, are they? There we go. It's almost a bit too realistic. Stuff's not going great. Right. Anyway. So we've got our trains in, so we'll let that do whatever it is doing, and we'll move on to something else. So the final thing we want to do is not a huge fix, but we have kind of just left our buses to their own devices. We did for some of the lines, but not for all of them, choose a decent looking bus. So we did download a bunch of more British looking ones. So we'll probably try and find something in here that we like the look of. My eye was immediately drawn to the Enviro 500. It's a right-hand drive Airbus LWB long wheelbase. Don't know. Right-hand drive number 1. Like that bus. Do we need 7 of them? Does it tell me how many it's going to take? Well, we definitely don't need 7 of anything on this line, do we? Look. Right, straight down to 3. But what we need to do is go into the lines overview and do that for everything. So we've got a bunch of lines in here. Definitely just got way too many vehicles on these lines. We've got plenty of people using the buses, but we've got so many lines, and we just don't need the number of buses that we've got on each of these lines. So we'll just go through and adjust them. There we go. So we'll see these number of vehicles all drop to 0, I think, for a moment. The ones that we changed the buses for, at least, and then we'll see some pop back. We do need to keep an eye on our public transport. I'm convinced that we need the buses that we've got. I'm not convinced we've done it perfectly, and it doesn't seem to be working exactly as I want. We have added new residential areas though, so we should actually return over to Lochbra and put a new bus line in around here. So let's get that done real quick. There we go, lovely. That doesn't actually interface with the other Lochbra lines at all. So what do we want to do to fix that? I think what we want to do is move these ones to here. Oh, what's happening there? Am I breaking my line? I don't want to do that. I want to move this stop to there. There we go. And I think that will work well enough. Yeah, they're sad, but they'll also be happy because I put a bus stop down somewhere. They are fickle. Right. We also need for these buses to be able to get to the university. which we didn't do in the last episode. So there, right, and so those few bus lines that we've added. So the Lochbra local, there should be there'll be 3 of those. So this one is our university bus. Let's pick that one. We definitely won't need 11. Imagine 3 will be plenty. And then the 2 Lochbra local lines, I'm certain that 2 each will be plenty. Wonderful. Right. So I think that will really help. We are going to have to dedicate an episode soon to leveling up our university. We are nearly there. We're not there yet. We've got traffic problems here, haven't we? Our beautiful but now bone dry roundabout is doing good work for some, but not for everyone. We are lacking, I think, decent ways in. Again, we're just putting a lot of pressure on this junction here, aren't we? We will get to that. I don't think we'll get to that today. In fact, I know we won't, because having done what we set out to do, completing the nice bit, doing the trains, sorting out the buses, we are going to follow some of our troops around the city and soak in some of the wonderful things that we've done in this episode. All right, and there you have it, episode 13 of Ashbury Dales in the books. So I actually think we've done some really lovely work here. I really like this this new area. The nice bit of Lochbra now exists, and as you can see, our friend here just making his way back home. Who's this? An uneducated senior residing at the Smith residence, Olivia Finch. Thank you very much for spending some time in our city, and thanks very much to you as well. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a like. If you do, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can keep track of everything that we do here, and hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss anything here on Snapdragon Cities. But for now, that's all from episode 13. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll speak to you again soon. Take care and goodbye.